Hey guys, what's up? It's Virginia coming at you from here at Divinity Ranch, where I hope that you will come stay with me one day in Cody, Wyoming. So, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit today about something that I recently read in The Power of Kabbalah, a book that I've talked about in a couple of my recent videos, a book by Yehuda Berg. And it's also something that I've heard one of my favorite metaphysical authors, Florence Scovel Shinn, say. And it's based on this idea that we all have a divine destiny. It's sort of like related to Plato's idea, right, of this realm of perfection, like this realm of perfect ideas, like that there is a dimension or a realm on which the perfection of order exists, the perfection of love, the perfection of justice, the perfection of efficiency, like these sorts of perfect ideas. And in that same way that there is a realm, and this kind of reminds me of, for those of you that like to listen to Esther and Abraham Hicks, it reminds me a bit of that, right? It's the kingdom that your inner being has waiting for you. You're in your vortex, as they call it, that sort of cache of perfection. So, but what I heard it called in Kabbalah, or kind of have heard Florence Scovel Shinn talk about as well, is this idea that there is a realm of where our perfect divine potential for this lifetime exists. And so again, this is like with the like everything that your inner being has saved up for you or your soul in your vortex would be the way that Abraham and Esther Hicks would talk about it. So it's this idea that perfection, like the perfect ideal and manifestation and sort of template, that's the word I'm looking for, the perfect template of you reaching your divine potential and everything that's involved in that already exists. Like you already have those things, right? So what I wanted to share with you guys that's been so powerful for me, and that Kabbalah, The Power of Kabbalah and Florence Scovel Shinn talk about, is, so as far as that divine template goes, that which is truly mine, that is existing there in my divine potential of perfection, that which is truly mine can never be taken away from me. That which is truly mine can never be taken away from me. Feel the comfort of that. Like the things that are right for you can never be taken away. Now, on the flip side, that which is not truly mine, that which was never mine, cannot be kept by me no matter how hard I try. So that's pretty cool, right? Like that means if we're living with we're living in divine accordance with the fulfillment of that plan of our perfect divine template or perfect divine potential, then those things are just like, we already have them. So then we're going to become aware that we have them anyway, or they're going to come to us anyway. But I think so much of the fight and the seeming darkness and the closing and the clutching and the activating of the sympathetic nervous system and all this comes from a lot of times trying to keep things that aren't ours, or even being afraid of things that are in our life that we don't want to be ours, right? Like really negative kind of things, or things that scare us, or things that we don't feel deserving of, or just that we really feel like aren't ours. Whether it's things people are saying to you, or relationships or things like that. And just remembering that those things will not, like, if you don't try and keep those things by putting your attention on them, those things will just naturally go away anyway, because no matter how hard you try, you can't keep what isn't yours. You can't. And that's like, I've heard a couple of friends recently talk about this feeling of swimming upstream, swimming against the current. And I think that's that thing of trying to keep that which isn't ours anyway, or thinking that we have to fight really hard to keep what is ours, like, because it's this anxiety, right? Especially when you find something amazing. Like I have met some really amazing people in my life recently, and having that feeling of like, wow, like this kind of feels like it might be part of like my divine blueprint, my divine potential. Like there's certainly some resonance going on with that. And then acknowledging and feeling that programming, that tendency to react to that with fear of like, okay, well, I have to keep it then. But that which is truly yours, you cannot lose. That which is truly yours, you cannot lose and cannot be taken away from you. And so this goes, and I'll just wrap this up here. I'm going to make this a short video. We'll see. I say that now. Although I'm about to run into town and do some errands. So it reminds me of something that Mike Dooley kind of talks about. Mike Dooley of Notes from the Universe, and his company or website, I believe, is called Infinite Possibilities. Check him out if you never have. And Florence Scovel Shinn also talk about the way Mike Dooley talks about it is that, so rather than being fixated on a specific thing, like a specific person or a specific place or a specific house or, instead getting used to that feeling of what you're hoping for, like the feeling that person brings to you, the feeling of being in that place, that house, the feeling of, having accomplished, just of accomplishment in general, even maybe rather than the specific thing, because then that which is already yours is coming anyway. So you have gotten in touch with that vibration of the feeling of fulfilling your divine potential, or be like resonating with that divine potential. And then the specific thing is just intrinsically part of that. You can't lose that. And the other things that aren't, that you were maybe trying to keep or that weren't yours, that were like trying to be pushed on you or given to you, naturally fall away. And Florence Scovel Shinn very specifically talks about it in the sense of a romantic partner, like instead of being obsessed with it having to be this one person, and then you can't help but have that fear that you're going to lose them, right? Also, just knowing that, no, my divine partnership begins now, and having that feeling, and then say that there was someone in your life that you were sure it was, and when you're just willing to say my divine partnership unfolds now, they fall away. It's like, oh, well, it didn't need to be that person. I didn't say, the affirmation wasn't like everything works out with this person now. It was, my divine partnership manifests and blossoms now. And then in that, you allow that which was always yours and could never be taken away to be noticeable by you. And again, I say noticeable, right? Because it's even like Esther and Abraham Hicks talks about, and really everyone, like all of this is already here. Literally. You are already connected to, and in that way have or are, every single thing in your life that is a part of your divine potential being manifest. So yeah, it's really beautiful to remember that. So if there's anything in your life that you're feeling like you would want to push away or anything like that, just remember, you can't keep that which isn't part of your divine destiny anyway, no matter how hard you try. But by that same token, you don't need to try and push these things away. If you're on the resonance or the frequency of your most divine, fulfilled, peaceful self, those things just naturally fall away because you can't keep what isn't yours. And by the same token, if there's something really good that you really want, remember that it's that vibration and that frequency rather than being obsessed with the specificity of what that is. And that if it is that specific thing, nothing can take that away anyway. That's always been part of your divine blueprint. You can't lose what you are, and everything that is part of your divine template fulfilled, is you in your highest divine potential made manifest in this earthly realm. So I don't know, I've just found it super comforting, thinking that about things, that I can't keep what isn't mine anyway. And that I don't need to be worried that what isn't mine will stick to me, and that I can't lose what is mine. no matter what. And so, and then I'll just end this with the affirmation. I love it. And it's funny, I've been saying it a lot, and I was thinking, wow, like this feels like it's really starting to happen. And it's just my divine destiny unfolds now. And letting the universe, God, love, the quantum fields, all that is, take care of those specificities and bringing them into your awareness, again, that are already there. But rather than like really specific things, just saying my divine destiny unfolds now. Because in that place of greatest divine destiny, right, we are fulfilled, we are peaceful, we are joyous. So I can't wait to hear you guys' thoughts on this. Any other authors or like tie-ins that you guys would think of that go with this. If you guys are also Florence Scovel Shinn fans, if anyone has read or is reading The Power of Kabbalah, or just any other books, resources, affirmations that can help us to have that sense, right, of flow and of floating and of flow rather than swimming against the current. Because when we're really in it, it's not like we're having to try really hard or grip really hard. It's just a beautiful state of being carried. Being carried. All right, I love you guys, and I can't wait to hear from you. Again, this is Virginia Schmidt, sending you guys very intentional blessings from Divinity Ranch, and sending love and light and the peace that passeth all understanding, the forgiveness and peace and healing and love that passeth all understanding, that is beyond reason, but is always there to be given and received. I'm wishing that for all of you. I'll talk to you soon.